Live at the barbershop.
Here
What's
we
up?
go.
Season 2, baby.
That's right. Back again. Season 2. I hope y'all had a great summer. I hope you got all your partying done.
Yeah.
Summer's almost over, but you know we're towards the end of it. We got something so sweet and special for you tonight.
Yeah, man.
We got somebody in here that's going to give you some real knowledge of the
Basketball,
NBA,
man.
finance,
Inside and out.
over 25 years of experience. Let's jump right into it. Who we
Mr. Torrel Harris is here, baby. Let's give it up.
Torrel Harris. Let's get a clap. Let's get a clap going.
Come on, man.
How
Live
you
at
doing?
the
How you
barbershop.
doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you guys.
Great to have you in here. Great to have you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Congrats on the second season.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the congratulations, but we know there's a lot of congratulations that needs to go your way. Everybody's reading about it in the news. We're going to jump right into it, the $180 million question.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that. First of all, congratulations. Another clap on that. I'm glad that life-changing $180 million for your son, for his talent. That's impressive, and that's definitely commendable.
Thank you. You know, I always got to give all glory to God because it wouldn't happen without
Yes,
the
sir.
Lord. So that's the most important right there, you know. So
That's
it's
true.
a total blessing.
All praises due.
Yes.
Yeah, praise due.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question. How long have you been an agent?
I've been an agent since 1988, over 31 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I represent some bad brothers that could play the game, from George Iceman Gervin to Cliff Robertson, Lewis Lloyd, Vernon Maxwell, Gene Banks, Jackie Jones, Derek Gervin,
Okay.
on and on. And Lynette Woodard, a female, one of the greatest females who ever played the game of basketball.
Okay.
The highest leading scorer in the history of women's basketball, Lynette Woodard. Yeah, so, you know, I represent some Tobias Harris, Greg Foster, on and on. You know, pit bulls, get it done.
Well, what made you become an agent?
I was a financial planner first.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used to do estate planning for athletes, and then I did such a great job with George, and then he like, man, I want you to be my agent, and I'm like, yeah, I was proud to do that because it's the Iceman at the time. He was one of the smoothest players that played in the league, and by him liking how I did his estate planning and some of the financial planning I did for him, he felt like I was better than his current agent. And then that's how it happened.
That's
Okay.
definitely impressive. And so you had to go out and get the Series 6 and do all that and the estate planning. That's good. That's kind of similar to.
And I trained though Northwestern. I worked for Northwestern, and they had a part of their company was outside sources, but the guy had represented players and had where I could train. So I trained for 4 years, and after that. After my training, I just started my own business.
Okay, there you go. Business. So you've been doing it for 30 years, but you have some entities that you've been operating under that we want to make sure people can go check it out.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, you know, we've done a lot of things. You know, like I said, we was representing players, and then after that, I kind of after George, I represented a lot of players. I got kind of tired of it. I wanted to stay home more, and I just came out with a clothing line. I had a reversible warm-up suit, where you can reverse the pants, reverse the jackets, 4 outfits in one, and we call it Turn It Out, Inside Out. And then that blew up on the marketplace, and then I decided to get licensed by the NBA, and then they gave me a license, and then I decided to get licensed by the NFL, and they gave me this license, and then I was like one of the first African American to be licensed by the NBA and the NFL, both leagues, and I did that for 11 years. And had a successful run, and then me and my son Torrel Jr. was working with me, and then he decided let's do Nintendo, and then we put a collection out on Nintendo. Okay. And so from that point on, we just always put collections out. We're not full-time gung-ho like we did when we did the NBA license, because now we're representing professional athletes now, and just mainly this time I just wanted to represent my own sons, but now that.
Got enough on your plate right now, right?
Yeah, it's a big plate.
Yeah. But I do want to stay in, represent high-level players, because just the fact that I've been doing this for years, I've been doing tough negotiations part, like you know, like Lewis Lloyd, he was the first player to ban from the National Basketball Association from drugs. And then he came to me because he seen how the great job I did for George Gervin. And then he said, man, can you help me get reinstated back into the NBA? Because he was kicked out the league for 2 years. Okay. And then after I kind of researched it, and I said, well, you know, first of all, before I even get involved with helping you, how is your sobriety? And he basically said, hey, man, I've been clean for 24 months. And so I'm like, well, I got to talk to your doctors. And after talking to his doctors who's been testing him over that 24 months, I came to the conclusion, all right, then, you know, you're clean and you're ready to go back into the NBA. And then it was a long process, like almost a 1.5-year process. And then we met with David Stern. And then we basically, end of the day, I got him reinstated. And then that was one part. Then I went back to the Rockets. And then we went to them, and I got them to give him his old contract and to make the contract guaranteed. Okay. And so he got his old contract back, and his whole contract wasn't guaranteed, and I made it completely 100% guaranteed.
Okay. Can you give some other examples of how you use your negotiation skills to?
Well, one thing about negotiations that I personally, when you have a veteran guy, when you have a player to prove himself, one thing is always I don't really bluff. You know, you have to have leverage in the business. And so if you don't have leverage, you're just going off of the good relationships with that other team. But at the end of the day, you got to have leverage. Yes. You know, so if you have leverage, everything works in your favor, because if the club don't want to give you the money you're looking for, then I have another team I can go to. And then you really see how serious that club is about your player. Okay. So if you don't have no leverage, you know, like my thing is, I tell teams it's the dollar amount I want, and they like, okay. Well, I tell you what, I got leverage, I can go somewhere else. You know, but I try to work it out. If I really like the team, like Philadelphia 76ers, like with Tobias this year, like I really felt like we made some changes were made on the culture of the team, and we put, you know, cats that really want to win a championship, you know, around the team. And Elton Brand did an unbelievable job. He brought in Josh Richardson, who's a great player. I think he's going to be a great player in this league. He's good already. Then he brought Al Horford from Boston, and he's a really good player. So he brought high-level players with good attitude, and all their goal is they want to win. And you mix that with a talent level they had already, and with Tobias, then you pretty much, you got a team that have a chance to win, because in order to win a championship, everybody got to be for one. So they got to be able to hang out together. They, you know, when they have their babies have christenings, you know, the whole team goes there. It's like everybody's for one. If you ain't all for one, you ain't winning no championship. You're just talking. Okay. And so Elton Brand, he realized that when we had our discussions, and he knew what it's about to be a champion, and he put that team together like me and him talked about it. And now I'll tell you right now, we should win the Eastern Conference. We should be in the NBA Finals next year in the championship. If we're not, I kind of be disappointed, because we got a lot of talent, and we got the right chemistry. And so when you put teams like that, you know, it's like, and he understand how Tobias going into his peak now. You know, Tobias 26 years old, just turned 27. He going into his peak now. So, you know, Tobias is going into his 9th year in the NBA. And so he's the most durable, one of the most youngest up-and-coming stars coming up in the NBA. So I think everybody going to see big things from him this year. Big things.
Would that be on a transcript when you had the negotiation meeting? Is there the things you was saying to them? This is what my son brings to the future of this team. And
I you know, in today's NBA, I could say that, okay, talking, but then I have statistics, facts to back it up, because we're in an analytics. In the NBA, it's all about analytics. You know, when I did contracts about 15 years ago, it's about the quality of the player, how he brings to your team. Now it's the analytics, and when you look at Tobias, his usage, his efficiency, you know, as a basketball player, it's off the chart, his analytics. So when they know you know the analytics part of it, they got analytics too. I got analytics. My analytics is a guy from Harvard with a PhD, mathematics. So he one of the best. So I got analytics that work for me.
Okay.
So they have analytics. So when the analytics matches, they know, or you know what you're talking about. You ain't just running some, just talking. You know what I mean? And so,
what do you say to the people? They say that huge number, $180 million, and you know what all the people in the barbershops are talking, and talking around the water coolers, like $180 million. Is he worth it?
oh yeah. He's way worth that. More, yeah. Well, I'll tell you this: when he signed $64 million 4 years ago, before the TV money came around, everybody said, "Oh, $64 million, that's a max deal." Oh, how did Tobias get that? Then after 4 years go by, then it's like, oh, he was way better than that 64.
Yeah.
That wasn't enough money. See what I'm saying? See what happened?
That's the leverage, right?
Yeah.
You make him. He does better than what he got paid. Now the next round, you say he's going to get triple.
Yeah, what happens is you got to understand, when you pay a guy like Tobias, you're paying him to be that $180 million and more. Because you're paying him within his ability for the next 5 years. So you're saying, well, I'm betting that he's going to be that max guy. He's going to outperform. So when Orlando Magic signed him, they're saying, well, I'm betting that he's going to be that 64. And what happens, he was better than that 64. So now 64 look weak.
Yeah.
Like, they like, you know, like, damn, man, who's your agent, man? Didn't negotiate not a good deal. You see what I'm saying?
You gotta go to the backstory, like you said, to say he was getting paid 64. So that's what brings it forward when people sometimes they don't think. They say, okay, he's getting that now. Wow. But you say, wait a minute, you have to look at years prior where his salary is going, because the salary is supposed to continually step up.
Yeah. So that's what happens. So he get the 180. Then they win a championship. Then they win another championship. Then people say, "Oh man, Tobias, she should have got $250 million."
Yeah, you got to give him some more.
You know, so that's how they. But he's gonna be, you know, he's gonna be a superstar. You know, people ain't seen. They got a glimpse of seeing Tobias when he played with the Clippers, because Doc Rivers just let him go. He said, "Go, do what you do." Okay. And so when he went to the Sixers, he made adjustment to the Sixers because he came there in February. So he made adjustment to the team and kind of try to fit in. Now, having a full year, training camp and everything, now he's like, listen, I'm coming in here to be the man. With Joe Embiid, with Ben Simmons, coming in all as be the man, but they're relying on him to be, you know, a heavy low scorer. And that's what he's been striving for. And that's what he's been that's what he wants to do.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I see you got the all the kids, everything is TH. Whose idea was that? Yours or your wife's?
Well, we call it the T&T connection. You know, so I like have all my kids, I name them T's. And like, so my attitude was the T&T connection. We're all down for each other, T&T connection. You know, so that's how we came up with that. And then the girls, their name is my wife, Lisa. So they all got the middle name, Lisa.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we do it. You know, with girls, Lisa with love. So TNT connection with love. Yeah.
Speaking about the kids, on the topic of kids, know there's going to be some kids out here that's going to see this. And you know the culture of basketball, the camps. You have the 5-star camp, the AAU basketball programs. In 2019, which programs do you think a young NBA, a young basketball player coming up in junior high or younger, what program should he strive to be in?
Well, I don't know all the programs, and I don't really trust all the programs out here, especially in the New York City area. I ran my own program. You know, I had my own unique all-stars. And we was from Long Island, and we went in the city, and we kicked everybody's butt.
Okay.
And we won many championships. But what I would say, I did have to sacrifice my program for my sons and other players that play with me, because Nike you have to be a Nike team, a Nike sponsor. And I was a Nike team. But I let my son go play on another team that was a Nike team because it wasn't about my team, me coaching, my program. It was about the best for our players. And that's why, because I feel like the Nike circuit is one of the best circuits in AAU because you're playing against the best of the best. Mm-hmm. And now when my sons came up, a lot of different people, they said, what do you want us to rank your son? What do you want us to rank your son? And I was like, rank him 181. 181? Hey, you the first father that said that. And I said, why you say that? I said, because I want him to keep working. So he said, Dad, the rankings came out. I killed all these guys. And I'm like, well, what you at? Well, they ranked me 181. How do you rank me at 100? I kill him. I said, well, I guess you got to keep working harder.
Yeah.
Because that ranking don't mean nothing until you. That ranking don't mean nothing until you going into your senior year. Now, when he went into his senior year, he went from 181 to number 1 power forward in the country.
So that shows that.
Did y'all hear that? Make sure y'all press rewind on that little jewel right there.
What would you tell a father or a child out there how to work to even strive to get to that level?
You always got to put your kid in the fire. When you're playing basketball, my sons, they always play against the fire, the best of the best. Sometimes kids a year, 2 years older. Because it didn't matter where you at in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. It mattered where you become in the 12th grade, going into your 12th. So put your kid in the fire. Let him play against the best. Because when he gets 2 years older and he's used to that fire, he going to get that fire back. He going, oh, yeah, I'm going to destroy you. This is what they did to me. Mm-hmm. And that's how you get better. Don't be passive to him. Don't be like letting him play against kids that he know he can beat on. You ain't getting better at that. Because then when you go against some pit bulls, they like locked down. Mm-hmm. You ain't doing that, bro. But now if you used to playing against fire and you go against a pit bull, you're like, I'm a pit bull too. So you got to watch me because I got some stuff for you. Because I'm used to anything you throwing at me, I'm already prepared for that. Mm-hmm. And that's
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I always like the way you interact with the kids and the way you talk to them.
Yeah.
It seems like you see it like a certain quality, a certain fire. And it's like when you talk to them, it's like you spark it in them.
Yeah. It's all motivation. You know what I mean? Like, hey, the thing is, like, I got 6 kids. My oldest son got an academic scholarship for college, and all the rest of my kids got Division I. So, and 1% of basketball players get scholarships in the whole world. Mm-hmm. So, but when people say, "Oh, yeah, it's impossible to get it," that's not true. I got 5 got Division I, and they just don't go there. They're playing. They're playing. They're doing what they do. But so that's not true. If you put your kids in the right situation and you give them a training, and they make sure they continue to keep your grades up. It's a balance. Like all my kids had 3.85 GPAs. Okay. So if they had bad grades, I wouldn't take them around and play basketball. And we play ball a lot. We play over 100 games a year. A lot of games.
Funny story. We was in the barbershop. I don't know if you remember this. And we was talking about like clothing and the way kids are moving around with the pants sagging down and stuff. And then you just came out and was like, my kids don't wear jeans. Can you explain that? You told me the answer, but I want you to tell the customers.
Yeah, well, I mean, jeans, when they was younger, they wore more sweatsuits, because we have our own clothing line. Mm-hmm. So, but, I wasn't really down for, having your pants sagged. They ain't make no sense because, like I ain't gonna have my pants sagging. Mm-hmm. For what? I ain't gonna have nobody looking at my ass. Mm-hmm. Keep it real. That's like, you got to keep a distinctness, professionalism about yourself. If you're gonna be a pro, whoever you are, if you're gonna be a pro, whatever you want to be a pro, you got to walk like a pro. You got to look like a pro. You got to, like, it don't matter if you're going to be an accountant, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a sanitation worker. You got to you got to have an image about yourself. You got to be your own man versus being a follower. Okay, my boy's got his pants hanging down, I'm going to do mine. No, I teach my my kids, and not only my kids, but all the kids that came from the Unique All-Star organization, you know, I teach them like they're my kids too. I treat everybody like family, especially if, you know. But so I teach them like, yo, no, you don't want to be. You got to carry yourself as a professional, because end of the day, if you don't, you ain't gonna get that job. And it's all about, because you got to understand the economics is against us. So if you don't come correct, you're not gonna get that job. Because they're gonna look at you a different way. Oh, you a thug, you know, whatever. And it's all about, you know, it's all about your presence to people if you want a job. And it's just like, if I go for a job right today and I'm trying to get a job making $150,000 and I walk in there looking crazy, they're gonna, okay. Interview's gonna last 10 minutes. That's it. And then you're gonna like walk out, everybody gonna say, how'd it go? It was over quick. Like, they're like, basically, get out of here. But if you walk in there professional and you carry yourself professional, they're going to treat you professional. And just like in the NBA, you know, like my son, when he's in a pro, he's a corporation. He's an enterprise. So you got, if you want them to respect you, you got to respect yourself. If you're out there hanging out and not really caring and just doing whatever, they know all that. So they're like, okay, well, he don't respect himself. Why are we going to respect him? And that's what we got to understand. You know, we got to come correct. You know, no matter what it is, whatever. If you're a hip hop artist, it don't really matter. You know, but be yourself. My main point is be yourself. Like me personally, when I come up, if one kid had on Converse, I don't want to wear everything a kid have on. I want something different. I want to be myself. You wearing Converse? I'm not gonna wear those. I want shit. I gotta wear Nikes.
Follow your own path.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Because if you don't, because at the end of the day, we all have goals. We all have dreams. And if you don't go after your dreams, and you say, well, my boys tell me I can't get it, so okay, let me just hang with them. Well, you know, you're not following the goals. You ain't following your blessings that God has given you. You know, that's how I look at it. That's how I teach.
True. That's 100%
you know,
correct.
Like when I did my unique reversible, everybody said, "Man, you crazy, man. Man, you that ain't going nowhere. Reversible? Who's gonna wear that?" Well, I only sold 15 million.
There you go.
Something like
$15 million in sales, you know. And so I guess it worked. I only been in business for doing that, going on actually 28 years. So you know, you can't. That's what I'm saying. You got to be yourself.
That's true.
You got to walk on water. You got to have faith.
That's right.
You have a vision, have a plan. So
Torrel, on the show Live at the Barbershop, we have a segment where we do your favorite, like some of your top favorite people in a certain industry.
Right.
We're gonna do your top best NBA players of all time. But first, I want you to give us the top 5 new players that might be coming out in the NBA, young guys, as from an agent perspective. You know, the Tobias is out there.
Right. Well, so the players that play in the league, the old school players?
Top young. We're going to do the old ones last, and then the young ones first.
Well, you know, Tobias is the top.
There we
He's
go.
the top wingman in the NBA.
There you go.
Right now, I don't care who he is.
There you go, one. Tobias, one.
Yeah. And then I would say, if I was going to do, I would put, then I like Kawhi. Kawhi, okay. He the real deal. And then I like KD. And KD, real deal.
Okay.
And then I like Steph Curry. You know, Steph Curry, real deal. And then if I was going to have a center, I probably will go with that's a good one right here because
that's why we like
talent-wise, Embiid is a monster.
Okay.
Monster. But he gotta act like he gotta show he's a monster. You know, like Hakeem Olajuwon, he was a monster. He showed it. You just can't talk to talk. You got to show it. So I would have to put, you know, center-wise, I'll put in B because down low ain't nobody in the league stopping him. He's just a beast, you know. But sometimes people got to, you know, they got to get their, you got to stay focused on what you're trying to do in the NBA. You got to respect the game.
Okay. Was that 5? That was 5? Okay.
4.
No, it's 5.
That's 5. Yeah, that's 5.
Well, I want to do a bonus one. Give me somebody we don't even know about that might be coming to the league out of college that you was like, he's hot. Look out for him.
Listen, so listen. Terry Harris, my youngest son. Listen. I've been doing this on the real. I've been doing this for 31 years. Terry Harris is a flat-out pure shooter. He can actually shoot the ball. I think he's getting penalized a lot because his college career didn't go as typical. Some guys, maybe like Tobias when he went to Tennessee and he played well and he came out. Terry went to 3 different schools, played in bad positions, played a power forward position where he's a 2 guard. But end of the day, I put more confidence in him because he came out of college and said, okay, my college career wasn't just jacked up, but I'm a pro. And he went out this summer and he balled, and he's a bona fide shooter. And somebody's going to give him an opportunity, and he's going to show everybody, hey, I'm a real deal. Because it's like some of these guys you wonder in the NBA, like even Tobias, people started saying different things about him in his career. And I'm like, yo, dude, well, first of all, when he started playing, they're like, well, he don't shoot the 3-ball good. He don't shoot the 3-ball. I used to say to him, I says, how you going to shoot the 3-ball when you're sitting in the corner playing Pac-Man? You don't know when you're going to get the ball or not. You know, now give him the ball, let him know he's going to get the ball, and watch how you shoot. And that's what he did with the Clippers. Shoot 40%. That's what he did with the Sixers. You know what I mean? So, because shooters has to get into a rhythm. And if you don't get a shooter, no matter who he is, Ray Allen, you take the best shooters, if they don't get into a rhythm, they sitting there playing Pac-Man in the corner. They don't know when they're going to get the ball. And then when they do get the ball, you know. But Terry, his bona fide shooter, just needed an opportunity. And so Tobias got an opportunity with Van Gundy, Detroit, and then with the Clippers to show, like, hey, man, I can shoot the heck out of the ball.
Wasn't he, I saw an article about he's on the 76ers Summer League?
Terry was, yeah.
So you think that Tobias and Terry might ever end up on the same team?
You never know. But Terry want to make it on his own merit, not his brother, you know. So I don't know if Terry want to play with the Sixers. He want to make it on his own merit. He don't want to be underneath his brother. That's true. But Terry, if he gets an opportunity, you trust me, you're going to hear about him. And I'm not just saying that because that's my son. No, listen, I got so many kids in the NBA like on Terry's level that they didn't have the ability that he has. And I got them 2-year guaranteed contracts and everything else. And they had good careers. Terry has more ability than those guys. And when those guys got in the league, it was tougher because they going against Sidney Moncrief, Paul Pressey. And them was killers back then in Milwaukee. But one guy got on a team. So now the NBA, I respect the NBA, but the NBA, it was nothing like it was back in the 90s because that hand checking, you come down the middle, they clobbing you. You know, it's like when Jordan played, you take Jordan. When Jordan played against the Pistons, they beat the heck out of him. Now, here you go through the middle, Franklin foul, you touch a guy. Okay, you Franklin 1, Franklin 2. You know what I'm saying? It's so much. It's not, if you can play and you can shoot, that's why I'm saying Terry going to be special when he gets the opportunity, you know?
I'm glad you brought the Jordan and the 90s up because now we can go right into the all-time 5.
Well, all-time 5, you know, my man George Gervin at the 2 guard. All right. And then Nate Archibald at the point guard.
Woo-hoo.
You know what I mean?
He was an animal.
And then, well, you know, I had to put Nate there. I'm going to put Magic at the 4 spot. Okay. And I'm going to put Kareem at my center.
Okay.
And I'm going to put Dr. J at my at the 3 spot.
That's a hot list.
If you can say, yo, this guy was the guy of, like, you know how they put Jay-Z at the top of rap. Certain people just get that top dog. Who you would say is the top dog of the NBA of all time?
I would say Kareem.
Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar of all time. People don't talk about Kareem. He was unstoppable with his hook shot. he could throw that hook from 3-point range, and it was money. His shot was money in the bank. He would block shots. He was tough. I mean, he was a martial artist, so somebody messed with him.
It's a lot about Kareem. Even though they didn't give him the coaching job he was supposed to have, kind of had that little blacklist kind of vibe because they didn't want to talk to the media. It wasn't the media guy, so they kind of shunned him. But his skills just spoke for everything.
6 rings, 6 rings, and they talk about Jordan, but people forget about Kareem. Kareem, in my opinion, was the greatest of all time. Yeah. NBA. Jordan, he was good, but Kareem was unstoppable. Couldn't stop him.
And he was a big guy.
And he got 6 rings.
Well, I heard you got a little game.
Huh?
Harlem guy yourself.
Yeah, I got a little game. I can shoot.
Word.
Yeah, I can shoot. I can shoot. I had a little game. I played, taught my kids the right way. More so to stay focused. Go for it. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Yeah, but I had a game. I still could shoot it. I still think I'm the best shooter in the family.
What about the toughest part in Harlem that you say, man, I got to play here? Man.
What's it called? So I used to play. So when I came up, I see the kids today. They got trainers. So they got trainers. So when I came up, my trainers, I used to bet on myself. So I go to a park and I tell a guy, I'm gonna give you 5. The game is 11 for money. And that was my training. And I had to play defense and I had to beat that guy for money. And that's how I played. That was my training. And if I lost, then I lose my money, but I ain't lose too many games.
You got some skin in it. You put money on yourself. You got skin in the game. You're gonna play a little differently.
I didn't have trainers like them other guys. I trained by myself, but when I test my skills, I would. I was trying to make money too, because my mother had 6 kids, and so I was hustling. So I played basketball a little different. That was my training. So I wasn't trying to lose.
You're a good guest. You know why? Because everything you keep saying just falls right into what I'm like the next point. And you talking about playing for money. How do you feel about the movement to have college players get paid for the use of their own likeness and be able to make money while they're playing for these major universities that's making billions of dollars off of them?
Oh, well, they should definitely get paid. I mean, they representing the university. They all say, well, we're giving you a free education, but it's big. Well, first of all, who's getting a part of that TV money? It's a big dollars, TV money. If you watch college basketball, it's on major television. All of it. So that alone, all that's
got a monopoly.
And then first of all, you have to wear the sneakers that the school negotiate and the coaches get a contract for. So you have to wear the sneakers. So you should be able to get paid. Why should I have to wear? Maybe I don't like Under Armour. Maybe I like Nike, but I got to wear Under Armour because I go to your school.
And that's advertising dollars. I'm forced to advertise and not get paid for you. And even I'm not even able to maybe get a couple of dollars for people taking the pictures with me, and just to say, hey, I want to go buy some ramen noodles, get $20.
Well, it's worse than that. Oscar Robertson, they've been selling his jersey from Cincinnati. When he went to Cincinnati, from when he played even till today. And who's getting the royalties for that jersey?
Exactly.
And there's a lawsuit out right now. So, where class lawsuit where Bantam is suing the NCAA for uses of jerseys, likeness, and all that.
And that's what they were talking about. How it's hard for when you're in the NCAA, you have to play by their rules, and then even to have games. So you got to worry about the tournaments if you want to go to the big tournament, the big games, and then they start.
And you can't even work. You can't work because you're on a scholarship. So you can work in the summertime, but during the season you can't even get a little part-time job. So you have to rely on the per diem money that they give you, and that's it.
What do you think about them saying they should have the state, say like California? Now California has a lot of universities. Just say, forget about the NCAA, and let's just go get the TV money and just put the universities against universities, and just have people bet on them, have them get the TV advertising money, so that they just have almost create their own college league and get rid of the NCAA.
Yeah,
and pay the players.
The problem with that is that'd be difficult to do because the NCAA has a lock on the TVs.
Yeah,
and so you can do what you're saying, but if you don't got TV coverage, you're going to struggle in the long term because you don't have a TV to generate the fans income, and you got to create that excitement from TV. The thing about a lot of NBA players really benefit a lot from college is college is like a marketing. They're marketing you while you play. So you're like Zion. Take Zion. They marketed him. He's at Duke. He's playing well. So they market him to be the number one pick in the draft, and then other top players. So that's the trade-off which you're getting. That's why guys go one and done in college, and so that's really what's come down to. But it's a marketing. So definitely if you go to the NCAA, you play in the tournament. It's all marketing. Everybody talking about you, building you up. Boom, boom, you hit that shot, and then the league say, okay, this kid is pretty good. Let's look at him. Let's draft him.
Okay.
But if you ever look at the draft, the last few years, mostly all the kids are coming from high majors. You rarely see kids come. You see hit one or two, but coming from a Webster or Iona, very few. So they cater to them big universities. Players get drafted.
Okay. I got a Long Island question for you. Who wins on one-on-one Danny Green versus Tobias? I know who you're going to say, but I just want to put it out there.
Tobias is 6'9". Danny Green is 6'6". One unbelievable shooter. And I'm not going to, I'm just, Tobias, Danny Green and Tobias to me they're representing New York.
Yeah.
No, not just Long Island.
Long strong, baby.
They're representing New York City.
Yes, yes.
When people talk about New York City got the best ball players, they're off. Long Island got the best ball players because I give a lot of respect to Danny Green. Like Danny got 2 championship rings. The boy's an unbelievable 3-point shooter, great kid, great person. And then you got Tobias, he ain't win no championship, but he's about to win some. Danny Green set the tone, which even Danny Green, I give him a lot of credit because even like when he played with St. Mary's in high school, he set the tone for Tobias because he played at such a high level, and he was super good. And then to go to North Carolina and play well there for a young player like Tobias who knew Danny Green, was in the same gym, seeing him work out, that's a motivation for Tobias. And then to see them both play against each other in the playoffs and to guard one another, to me, that's just like, wow, to watch them as kids and then see them both play in the
special
tournament.
to watch to say.
Yeah, it's like it was beyond special. It's just like this is a super blessing. They work out together. They work out in the summertime together, and now they're playing in the championship. Not the championship, but they're playing in in the playoffs against one another. So, but I would have to give the win to Tobias because he's 6'9", but then he, Danny, you don't let him open because he's gonna make that open shot. That's what he do. So I would have to give the edge to Tobias. Being this my son, I have to have to give him that edge. Because he's bigger, stronger, and can do more things.
Okay.
I think it's amazing because both of you guys trained my son.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Put a lot into him. He getting straight A's.
Yeah.
Boy about to be a registered nurse. So it's like it's weird how when you get that fire, it just like it spills over into your life. So it's like you don't have to make it to the NBA,
No.
But you got to do good in life.
Yeah, you always got to have, that plan A, that plan B, that plan C. In life, you always got to have that, So you can't depend on plan A because, okay, plan A don't work out. Okay, then what you going to do next, So that's why you got to have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, plan F. Because if they don't work, you just go to the next plan.
Exactly. Pick yourself up and keep going.
Yeah, you can't first of all, you got to understand, you got to be willing to fail and be able to, okay, I failed, I didn't make it. You know what? I'm get back up. I'm going to keep fighting because,
Dust yourself off, keep going.
Exactly. That's the only way you're going to make it. If you fail, you don't get up, you feel sorry for yourself, and you never try again, then you defeated yourself.
Sure did.
Yeah, so
Sure did.
Yeah.
So do you guys play ball against each other?
Who?
You and your sons?
Oh yeah. Well, right now they kill me now. No, they kill me now. My daughters kill me too. Yeah, I can't even. I'm on the level playing against my daughter Tori, and she just eats me up. I mean, she, sometimes you train them so good they don't miss shots. So I'm trying to guard my daughter one time, and she just she's out about a 3-point range. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let you shoot that. Okay, then I decided to get up on her, go right by me. Like, okay, all right. Then okay, let me try to cut your dribble off, throw it through the legs, go the other way. I'm like, okay. Yeah, let me well, what's going on
here? You got to go to plan F.
Yeah. No, my daughter Tori, she a bad girl. She a bad girl. I mean, she proven bad girl. Averaged 25 points in high school, all Long Island.
Okay.
So. Have numerous colleges was recruiting her. So, so.
And you trained them all yourself?
Yeah. I kind of I trained them for a while. Then after a while, you want to keep that father and daughter and son relationship. We let other people train them, and then you come back, you train them a little while, and then other people, because after a while, your kids ain't gonna listen to you. Like, okay, I heard this guy, he really bothered me too much. So you let somebody else tell the same thing what you're doing, and then you're like, okay, then you be able to talk to them, have that relationship. But a relationship with your kids is most important because you don't want a lot of parents. I see that really hard on their kids, and I'm like, listen, your son's only 10 years old. Do you know that? So you got to let them enjoy the game. You can't scare them off of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let them enjoy it, because the most important with basketball is you really want to start, if you want to, when they get 13 or 14, you can really say, okay, now son, now you're 13 years old, now do you really want to do this game? And he said, yeah, then okay, I'm going to be a little tough on you because I'm going to help you get to your next level, what you're trying to do. So what do you want to do? I want to get a scholarship. Okay, well, it ain't going to be easy. And see, so once they understand it, they got to buy in. I was blessed that all my kids bought in to the hard work ethic of it. You know what I mean? Because you got to put that work in, and you got to be disciplined. And so they bought into that. That's basically, I can just tell you. And it's not for everybody, because it's a lot of dedication, to do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
What do you think about football for kids, like young kids starting at 5 and 6?
Nah, I wouldn't recommend football at all. No. But me personally, with my kids, the football coaches at school, we want your son to play football. No. You get hit on your knees, mess your knees up, which is crucial, which is valuable. Somebody hit you in your head, which is concussions, because I have a lot of friends and football players, and then now they're suffering from concussions and head trauma, they're aching, where they can't walk, limping. And really think about it. I'm glad I did do that, because I was just saying the other day, football players, they don't even make no money. And realistically, I was looking at, if football got it backwards, they should be the highest paid.
I feel the same way.
Because football is really let's say, for instance, you're a great football player, right? And you're a star. And you go out there and get hurt, and you got a big contract. You know what they do? they cut you. Hey, you would have been a great player, but you got hurt. Boy, if you never got hurt, you would have been super, and that's it. So whatever your signing bonus is, that's it. Done.
Yeah, done.
And say if you never can come back, well, say if it took you 2 years to come back, they ain't worrying about you 2 years. They cutting you, bringing somebody else in. Now you got to go there and work your butt off for 2 years, and then come back, and then they want to see where you at. That's kind of that's cold.
It's brutal.
Yeah, I was like football, man. So, I mean, that's tough. It's a tough sport. You know what I mean? Tough sport, especially at a young age. You know, bringing kids up. I mean, some kids they get through not getting injured and they get a scholarship, and I'm all for it. That's good for them. But I wouldn't recommend no football.
Yeah, I played football and I was pretty good at it. But later on in life, I'm like, when I thought about the way I played, I wasn't playing football. I was just hurting people.
Yeah, you was aggressive.
I was just hitting people. And that's how you had to play, though. You had to play at a higher level in order so that you didn't get hurt. But when you think about it, years later, like I put 2 people out in one game. That was big things back then. I'm like, oh,
that's how they do it.
Yeah. And you think about it now, later on in life, you like, I could have gave somebody PSD. I might have it myself. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's how
crazy.
Football is. Yeah.
Well, to wrap it up, how can people get in contact with you if they want to do some business or agent or
you can go to info at uniquesportsmanagement.com.
Yeah, uniquesportsmanagement.com. Y'all heard it.
Info uniquesportsmanagement.com. You know, and I could just tell everybody, you know, if you're playing sports and you're trying to go to the next level, understand the game of sports can open a lot of doors. Besides just being basketball, you can be a general manager, you can be a coach, you can be a scout, you can be a trainer, you can be a physical therapist, you can be, you know, somebody working you, you know, speed and agility coach. There's so many opportunities in the game that, you know, that sports bring, and it's enjoyable. You know, you could be a sports commentator, you could be an anchor person, the girls at the side of the games, you know, interviewing star players at the game. There's so many opportunities.
Right. And you can help everybody you can guide them through that type of career if they want to take a sports medicine career or they're looking to be a trainer.
Exactly. And, you know, you just got to, you know, believe in what you're doing, have faith in the Lord, and just go for your vision, you know, and no matter what anybody says, like you can't achieve it, you can't do it, don't even pay no attention. Because in the end of the day, we're all blessed, and God gave us a special blessing. So you hurting yourself if you don't go for what's in your heart.
Yes.
Your goal. So my recommendation, anybody, people come on to me, well, I want to do this. Hey, I say go for it. Why not? Who's to say you can't? You know, but you gotta understand, your friends don't want you to take that leap. Cause why? Because someone want them they want you to still hang out with them doing nothing. And when you take that leap, and you like, that's why I got a lot of respect for like Ice Cube and, you know, Dre and them guys. Just using those guys because they in the entertainment industry. You know, they went for it, and look at them today. They're on a whole nother level now. If they would have just didn't go for their goals, they just would have stayed put. You know, not do nothing, just hang with their homies all the time. And there's nothing wrong hanging with your homies, but sometimes when you got to take care of business, you don't really have time for that.
That's true.
You have time to take care of business. And so, and look where they're at now. Look where they took themselves. They took themselves to another level. Ice Cube owning the 3-on-3. You know, this guy, I mean, it just took it to another level where it's just a vision that he had, you know. And that's why if you have that, you can exceed anything you want, especially if you have the blessing by the Lord. Yeah.
And that's a blessing because you text me every morning. I be reading them things. I'm like, oh man, it's like, you know, you take the time out to show love to other people.
Yeah, because
that's greatness.
Yeah, because I'm blessed, and God has blessed me. So I want to bless all the people, all my friends and everybody, because I want them to receive the same blessing back. You know, and that's what it's all about. You know, it ain't about I got more things than you. You know, no, I want you to have the same things too. But you only can do it like what you guys are doing right now. You're stepping out the box. You know, you're having your own radio show, you know, and now you're taking it to a next level, and then this is going to develop. It's going to be big. It's going to be one of the top radios in the country, and then sponsors are going to come. They want to be a part of you. And before you know it, you got a national syndicate radio show.
You'll hear that?
You know what I mean? So
we speak it into existence.
That's how you got to do it. That's how I do it.
There you go.
Because if you speak it to us, this is going to happen. Why shouldn't it happen?
That's true.
Other people did it. They wear pants just like us. You know.
We appreciate the blessings and the good wishes.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Now, NBA, NFL, right? Are you ever thought about getting into any other sports?
You know, like I do. Listen, I'm a negotiator. I mean, I negotiate. You know, if a player comes to me and they need help, you know, I have to understand the collective bargaining agreement and say in the National Hockey League or the Major Baseball. And once I understand the collective bargaining agreement, then I can do any contract. Really, you know, it's really, you know, if I did football, I never did a football contract, but if I did football, I'm trying to get the most guarantee for the guy. I'll probably shoot if they're offering $40 million, I'll probably try to get off $35 million, off $40 million as a bonus. I don't know if I can get that much, but that's just knowing the collective bargaining agreement. You know, I've always been an NBA agent, but I have friends that handle the football. So I don't really get into football. I do what I specialize in.
Okay.
Well, that's good. You're gonna put the work in for you, and that's what you want. You want to know you got a team of people that's gonna work for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, here live at the barbershop.
Yeah.
You know, we wrapping it up.
Wrap it up. We had a great show. It was a great conversation. We appreciate you coming down. Yo, you kicked off the show. We might have to stream this
Season
on two different episodes. It's going to be a part 1 and a part 2. Yeah. But we kicking off season 2 perfectly. We want to thank you for coming out. Like you got so much knowledge to give to everyone. People that's like us. That's you motivating me. You're gonna motivate these kids, the people in sports, and that's great because of what you're doing. You know, you did it for your family. So there's only so much I can say. You know,
your family is important. Fathers. I always tell fathers, and a lot of fathers say, "Man, I like the way you handle it. Made me want to make sure I work with my kids." But our children are blessings to us. And one thing I want to say, all fathers out there. Don't let nobody hold you back from being with your kid. Don't let nobody, because that's a great blessing. So if you got drama with your child's mother, don't let that hold you back from getting with you, because that child is a blessing to you. And you put the time in, because you're a father to them. And we as black men, we got to be fathers and leaders to our kids, because there's so much going on the streets that if we don't lead them, who's going to lead them? You're leaving them straight to the streets. So it's important that if you have children, spend as much time, because I'll be honest with you, I have 6 kids, and I ain't never seen time like fly by. And now they're all gone, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, let's rewind this. Because I was having a good time. You know, but they're all grown now, and they're on their own, you know. Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's the greatest blessing that a father, you know, it's just great. See, I came up myself, like my mother had a single mother, and we raised 6, but I didn't really have a father there. So I had a different attitude. Like when I have my kids, my goal is I want to make sure I'm there every step of the way with my kids, because I want to be there, you know, because I didn't have it. And when you're young, you kind of realize, like, okay, I mean, I wish my father was there. And so I told God, you give me children. And actually, I asked for 6 children before I even got married. And I said, I promise you, I will be there every step of the way. And he opened that door and made that possible. And it's a blessing, you know, like, because people say, how you raising 6 kids? How you doing that? And I ain't never missed a beat, but I never worry about it. You know, it was like fun to me. And so because once you raise, as you know, children, it's a blessing. And I don't want fathers, sometimes they think it's more of a burden. Some fathers may think it was a burden, but it ain't no burden, because if God see you working with your kids, he going to turn around and bless you. You know, when you think you may have your lights being cut off, and you're like, but you putting your time in your kids. But watch what happened. A door opens where there's a job opportunity that gives you money to take care of whatever you didn't have. You know what I mean? To turn your lights on for a year, and you're like, wow, how did that happen? Because you sitting up here spending time with your kids. Because one thing God loves, he pays real special attention how we treat our children and other children. That's important too, because and me, I was fortunate. I raised my kids and I help other children. You know, we sent over 60 kids got scholarships through our program, 60. And I look at those kids today and they said, man, I had the greatest time with you as a little kid. So that means a lot, you know what I mean? And like they needed food, like I go out for a restaurant and these kids ain't had no money. They have no money, nothing. Hey, like I treat them same way with my kids. Hey man, whatever y'all want. Whatever you want. We ain't got no sneakers, man. We're gonna go to the store buy you some sneakers. It didn't matter because I have to be a role model of other kids, not just to my kids too. I got, you know, so I done that, and it comes back to you. It comes back where God blesses me with all my children and all this success. So it comes back, and they're blessed. The kids I touch, you know, their lives, they're blessed, and they look back and say, hey. And I see some of them doing the programs like I did. You know, they got programs going on. They want to touch other kids' lives, and that means a lot to me too to see them giving back. You know, so. But that's one thing I want to say about fathers, man. Like, you know, don't let your mother take you away from them kids, man. And if you're married, you know, spend all the time, because a lot of times we get caught up work. You know, you got to spend that time with your kids, man, because they need you. So, yeah.
We're live at the barbershop.
Yes, the
There's
barbershop.
no better way to end it. No better way to end it on that note.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to hit you with the peace, love. Man, if you work hard, it'll pay off.
Constant creative cultivation, baby.
Peace.
Let the birth cult.
Live at the barbershop.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it, man. I'll kick y'all off, baby.
Yeah.